Every story has a turning point, a moment when everything changes. The turning point. It started on a Tuesday. Nothing special about the day. School drop-off, grocery run, emails. Just the kind of day that blends into the rest. But it ended with me sitting in our garage, holding something I wasn't supposed to find. I was looking for a receipt. Tom had taken my car in for service last week, and I needed to file the invoice for reimbursement. I opened the glove compartment. Nothing. Checked the visor. Empty. Finally, I leaned over and opened the middle console. That's when I saw it. A phone. Small, black, old. Not his regular phone. Tom's real phone, the one we all knew, was an iPhone, always in his back pocket. This one was different. Cheap. Like the kind kids used to sneak around with in high school. It was wedged down under a bunch of napkins and gum wrappers. Hidden, but not too well. At first, I laughed. Honestly, I thought, what the hell is this? Did he find it on the street? Is it for work? I tapped the power button. It lit up. 4 missed messages. No passcode. My heart started to beat faster. There was only one contact saved in the whole phone. Just one. T. I stared at it. A single initial. Not even a name. I opened the messages. Practice was good today. Coach said I'm improving. Don't forget about Friday. 4:30 sharp. Can you bring the orange bag next time? Miss you. And then Tom's reply, 2 days ago. I'll be there. I miss you too. My throat went dry. This wasn't some random old phone. It was being used. Recently. Regularly. Whoever T was, they texted like someone who saw him often. Someone who was used to his presence. Someone. Familiar with him. And, I miss you too? What the hell was that? I sat in the car, gripping the little phone like it might explode. My thoughts raced through every worst-case scenario. Was he cheating? Was T a woman? A code name? Had he really kept an entire second life from me? I didn't know what scared me more. The idea of an affair, or the idea that this wasn't an affair at all. I put the phone back exactly where I found it, closed the console, took a breath, then walked into the house like nothing had happened. But everything had changed. I didn't sleep that night. Tom was lying next to me, snoring lightly, completely at ease. And I was wide awake, staring at the ceiling, 1,000 thoughts clawing at my brain. I kept hearing it. I miss you too. I kept seeing it. That second phone, cold and quiet in the dark console. I didn't tell him I'd found it. Not yet. I needed to know what I was dealing with first. I needed to be sure. So, the next morning, after he left for work, I went back out to the garage. My hands shook a little as I opened the console again. The phone was still there. Still powered on. Still no passcode. There were new messages. Can we meet this weekend? I'll be ready. No context, no name, no signature. Just familiarity. Routine. I tried to call the number the messages were coming from, but it went straight to voicemail. No greeting. Just a robotic, "Please leave your message after the tone." The voice on the outgoing message was young. Maybe a teenager? Maybe not. I couldn't tell. And I hated that I couldn't tell. I went back to the messages. Scrolled up. I thought maybe I'd missed something the first time. A hint. A clue. Something. Then I saw a message from 3 weeks ago. "Hey Dad, we won. I scored twice." I froze. Dad? Number no. That had to be a mistake. A joke. A nickname. I stared at the word like it might rearrange itself if I just kept looking long enough. Dad. Was this a child? My stomach twisted. For a brief moment, I felt something unexpected. Relief. It's not a woman, I thought. Not a lover. But then came the second wave. If it wasn't a woman, It was a child. A child he never told me about. A child who called him Dad. A child he was texting behind my back. And just like that, the relief turned into something worse. He hadn't betrayed me with another woman. He'd betrayed me with a secret life, a whole human life, and I had no idea how deep it went. By Thursday, I couldn't take it anymore. Every moment with Tom felt artificial. He'd make coffee, kiss my cheek, ask how my day was going, like nothing had changed. Like there wasn't a whole other life stuffed into the console of my car. I had memorized the texts, read them over and over. I kept coming back to one thing. Can we meet this weekend? I didn't ask. I waited. Saturday came. Tom told me he had errands to run, said he'd be gone a couple of hours, maybe stop by the hardware store, grab lunch on the way back. I smiled, nodded, then followed him. I waited 5 minutes after he left, slipped into my car, kept a distance. I was shaking the whole time, hands sweaty on the wheel, praying he wouldn't spot me in the rear view. He didn't go to the hardware store. Instead, he pulled into a small community park about 20 minutes away. Not one we'd ever been to together. I watched from across the lot as he got out, carrying something. A paper bag, maybe. He looked nervous, or maybe just focused. He sat on a bench near the soccer field and waited. Then, a boy walked up. He couldn't have been more than 12. Slim build, dark hair, blue hoodie. He stopped in front of Tom like it was the most natural thing in the world. Tom smiled, really smiled, and handed him the bag. The boy sat down next to him. They talked. I couldn't hear anything, but I didn't need to. The way Tom ruffled his hair, the way the kid leaned in, like this was familiar, like it happened often. And then it hit me like a brick to the chest. He wasn't just texting a child. He was seeing him, feeding him, spending time with him. I sat there for nearly 30 minutes frozen in place, watching my husband play dad to a stranger. Except he wasn't a stranger. Not to Tom. And maybe not even to me. Because something about the boy's face tugged at a memory. A flicker I couldn't place. When they stood up to leave, Tom hugged him. Not quick or awkward, but deep. Like it mattered. Like it always had. I didn't say anything when Tom came home. He walked in like nothing had happened, kissed me on the forehead, asked if I needed anything from the store next time. I nodded, smiled, pretended. That night, while he watched TV, I sat across from him, pretending to scroll through my phone. I couldn't stop thinking about the way he'd hugged that boy. The comfort, the ease, the guilt. I waited until the kids were asleep. The dishwasher was humming, and the house felt still enough to crack. Then I said it. "Who's the boy?" He turned his head slowly. "What boy?" "Don't," I said. "Don't lie, I saw you." His eyes went still. "I followed you. Saturday. The park. The bag. The hug. I saw everything, Tom. So please, no more lies." He looked down, rubbed his hands together like he was trying to warm them, like he was suddenly cold. "I didn't want you to find out like this," he said finally. "Then how?" I asked. "When were you planning to tell me? Or were you never going to?" He swallowed hard. "It's not what you think." "Really?" I snapped, because it looked a lot like you spending time with your secret child behind my back. He winced at that. "It's not a secret. Not to me. Just not part of our life." I stared at him. "His name is Tyler, isn't it?" A beat. Then a nod. My throat burned. "Is he yours?" Tom didn't answer right away. He just nodded again, slower this time, like each inch of movement hurt. "He's 12, I said. "That means you cheated. Years ago." He flinched but didn't deny it. "I didn't know right away," he said. She didn't tell me until after, when it was too late. I never meant for this to happen. Who is she? I asked. Silence. Tom, who is she? She doesn't matter, he said too quickly. What matters is that I've been supporting him. Quietly, respectfully. I never wanted to hurt you. I laughed, bitter. You had a child with another woman. You built a second life around him. And you think silence was respectful? He looked like he was shrinking right there in the chair, folding in on himself. I didn't want to lose you, he said. And I didn't want to abandon him. So you did both. He opened his mouth, closed it again. That was all I needed to hear. But deep inside, a new fear was already forming. One I wasn't ready to say out loud. Because if Tyler was 12, then I knew exactly who his mother might be. And the truth wasn't done with me yet. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Who was she? Every time I looked at Tom, I saw a stranger. Not because of Tyler, well, yes, because of Tyler, but more because of who had been allowed in. Into this secret life, this hidden corner of him I never got to see. He said she didn't matter, but that wasn't true, because someone always matters when they carry your child. I waited until he was out running errands the next day. Then I went back to the second phone. I knew the passcode by now. There wasn't one. I scrolled through the old texts, looked deeper, looked for clues, and then I found it. A single photo. It had been taken a few weeks ago. Tyler in a soccer jersey, standing on a field, sweaty and proud. Behind him, blurry in the background, was a woman, half-turned, sunglasses, long brown hair, the kind of image you could almost ignore. But I didn't ignore it. I zoomed in. My stomach dropped. No way, it couldn't be. I went to the bookshelf, dug through an old photo album buried under years of dust, back when we still printed pictures, back when we still had real friends, back when I still had Emily. There she was, me and her, arm in arm, laughter frozen in time. A beach day, I think. I don't even remember who took the picture. She was tanned, confident, smiling like she knew something I didn't. I held up the album photo next to the one on the phone. Same woman, same hair, same curve of the jaw, same smirk. I dropped the album. The sound echoed in the quiet house. Emily, my best friend, my bridesmaid, the one who disappeared from my life 12 years ago without warning. No fight, no explanation, just gone. And now she had my husband's child. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't just betrayal. It was betrayal sewn deep into my history, woven into my past. He hadn't just cheated on me. He'd cheated with her. And now that boy, the one I couldn't stop picturing, was hers, was his, and had a face that looked more and more like someone I once called family. I didn't tell Tom. I didn't scream. I didn't throw anything. I didn't even ask him if it was true, because I already knew. I knew it in my bones, in that place where rage goes when it turns into something quieter, colder. I waited until Monday, dressed plainly, no makeup, hair pulled back. I found her address online. She wasn't hiding. She never had been. Just living her life in another zip code. When I knocked, I expected hesitation, a crack in the door, a flicker of guilt. But she opened it all the way. Her face changed the second she saw me. Just a breath, a blink. But I caught it. "Hi, Emma," she said, like we'd just had coffee last week. I stood there, stunned by her calm, her voice, that name. "I think we need to talk," I said. She nodded. "Yeah, I figured this day would come." Inside, the house was cozy, lived in, a pair of soccer cleats by the door, a school photo on the console table. Tyler. I couldn't stop staring at it. "You knew," I said. "All this time." Emily didn't look away. "I didn't tell you because I was ashamed." I laughed. Bitter. "You? Ashamed?" I didn't plan it, Emma, she said softly. It was stupid. One night, you and Tom had that fight. You told me he left for a few days. He came to my apartment. We were drunk. I didn't think. But you did it, I snapped. She didn't flinch. I didn't even know I was pregnant for weeks, she continued. And when I finally told him, he was panicked. Said he couldn't lose you. That it would destroy everything. I swallowed the lump rising in my throat. So, you both agreed to lie. No, she said. I told him I'd raise Tyler alone, that I didn't want to ruin your marriage. But he didn't walk away. He wanted to help. He's been there in little ways. Quiet ways. I shook my head. He's been playing house. With you. With him. While I lived in the dark. I swear to you, she said, her voice trembling now. We never saw each other again like that. Not romantically. Not since that night. It was just raising a child. Separately. That's supposed to make it better? I whispered. Silence. Then she said, I never stopped missing you, Emma. I lost my best friend the day I told him he couldn't tell you. I looked around her warm, quiet home. The photo. The cleats. The memories that were never mine to begin with. I didn't just lose a husband, I said. I lost a decade of truth. I lost you. I lost me. And with that, I turned and walked out. She didn't follow. She didn't have to. Because the door that closed behind me was never really open in the first place. When I got home, the house was quiet. Our daughter's backpack was on the floor, half zipped. A pair of sneakers were kicked off in the hallway. Tom was in the kitchen, slicing vegetables like it was any other day. He looked up when I walked in. Hey, he said, like nothing had happened. I was just about to start dinner. I stared at him, the man I'd built a life with, the man I'd made a home with, the man who fathered a child with my best friend and never told me. He smiled, soft, warm, the way he always had, and for a moment I hated how normal he looked, how easy it all came to him. I walked past him without a word, upstairs, into our bedroom. I sat on the edge of the bed and looked around. Same sheets, same framed photo from our anniversary, same scent of his cologne on the pillow. Everything looked the same, but none of it was real anymore. I heard his footsteps on the stairs, slow, careful. Then a knock. Emma? He asked through the door. Can we talk? I didn't answer. The doorknob turned. He stepped in. His face changed the second he saw mine. He didn't ask what I'd found. He didn't need to. I saw her, I said. He nodded. I thought you might. You lied to me for 12 years. I know. You held my hand during my miscarriage. You told me we'd get through it together. My voice cracked. All that time? You already had a son. He sat on the floor, head in his hands. I never meant to hurt you, he said. I just didn't know how to fix it. You didn't fix it, I whispered. You buried it. I turned toward the window. Outside, the world kept spinning. Birds still chirped. A dog barked in the distance. Nothing had changed, except everything. I'm not even angry anymore, I said quietly. I'm just tired. Tired of being the last to know. Tired of being the one left in the dark. He didn't respond. I looked at him. You were supposed to be my truth. And with that, I stood up and walked out of the room. For the first time in 12 years, I didn't feel like his wife. I felt like someone who used to be. I didn't leave that night. Not because I forgave him, but because I needed time to look at my life one last time, to walk through the rooms we built together, to see what was real and what was just staged. I slept on the couch. He didn't come downstairs, didn't knock, didn't try to fix anything. And maybe that hurt even more. In the morning, I made coffee. sat in silence. Our daughter came down and kissed me on the cheek, asked if she could watch TV before school. I nodded. She didn't know. None of them did. How could they? At 9 o'clock, Tom came into the kitchen. No tie, no rush. Just standing there with his mug like everything was fine. "I know I've lost your trust," he said, "but I hope, somehow, someday, I won't lose you too." I looked at him, really looked, and said nothing, because I didn't owe him words anymore. That afternoon, I opened his desk drawer. Same spot he kept his passport, his spare watch, his chargers. The second phone was still there. I turned it on. One message. "Thanks for the shoes, Dad. I wore them today. Everyone said they were cool." I stared at the screen, then typed back, "He won't be texting you for a while," and turned it off. I placed the phone in a padded envelope, sealed it, and wrote one word on the front. Son. No name, just truth. That evening, when no one was looking, I drove to Emily's house. I didn't knock. Didn't want to see her face again. I left the envelope on her doorstep. Walked away. Didn't look back. As I drove home, I thought about something she'd said. "I never stopped missing you." And I realized I had. The version of me who trusted them, who loved blindly, who laughed easily, she was gone. And I didn't want her back. When I stepped inside my house again, I felt it. Not grief, not even rage, just silence. And for the first time, it was mine. If this story moved you, there's more to come. Subscribe and don't miss the next turning point.